bad news for babies in Malaysia.
Wait, this is damn up.
It's not a Malaysia problem, right?
At any point of time, the belly is just gonna boom. Yeah.
Abortion laws are so confusing.
Conversation around sex is so suppressed.
Babies are being abandoned in Malaysia. This is your daily Ketchup.
So it turns out that still more than 50% of viewers are not subscribed to the Daily Ketchup. What's up with that? Just hit the subscribe button. It'll take less than a second and it'll help us so much. Please do that. We really appreciate it. On to the episode. Are you copying me?
No.
So, Malaysians killing children? What?
Wait.
Woman finds newborn in a box covered in ants at
Cute.
Taiping bus stop.
Huh?
What? Why?
The baby's still alive?
Why was the baby disturbing
baby
the ants?
alive.
Wait, how big is the box?
So many questions.
What do you mean? It doesn't
Wait, say again.
Say it again.
A newborn baby boy was found bundled in a box. Baby boy, shocking, was found bundled in a box and covered with ants at the Taman Kota Wira bus stop in Taiping yesterday. I thought Taiping was in China, but turns out it's not.
But this promo is a regional thing lah. So get a baby, then the ants come with the bundle.
I'll just retweet Jared's reaction.
Wow.
So basically how the baby got found was that there was a woman that just so happened to need to stop the car to take something from her boot. And then she heard a baby crying at the bus stop.
So why
didn't anyone at the bus stop see the
There was no one. I
baby?
think it's just not a populated area.
As one would pick to dump a baby at lah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Wait, this is damn up.
It is, especially
He doesn't think so.
Wait, what happened?
Wait, hold up a second. There was a baby that was still alive in a box full of ants.
No, the ants.
The ants probably came later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the ants filled so the baby was probably there for a while already lah.
So the baby was suffering from breathing problems when he got to the hospital. I mean, when he got brought to the hospital.
Like too much ants in the windpipe.
Can we stop focusing on the
Okay, to be fair, the good thing is that the baby was crying because if the baby wasn't crying, it cannot breathe. Which is why the doctors always smack the baby like right after give birth.
Really,
So that
man?
they will
Yeah,
cry
to
because they
make
don't know how to breathe.
But sometimes I cry until I cannot breathe.
Oh yeah. How does
So
it
you
work?
get someone to smack your butt.
You are muted.
Isn't it the opposite? If you're
No.
crying, you cannot breathe. Right?
No, because the mechanism of crying means that you need to inhale because you and so then that's how it teaches the baby to breathe.
That's a very good impression.
Wait, sorry,
Wow, hey, fuck. Yeah, I can do like some audio jungle sound effects. Yeah, I'll submit.
I'm glad this episode helped you find that talent of yours. So anyway, the baby also had signs of dehydration and some infections, but is now in stable condition and is being treated at an NICU.
9 months old.
Thank goodness.
Wait, how do you
No,
tell?
I think newborn, right?
Newborn. They don't know how old the baby is.
Oh, then where the 9 months come from?
Nobody said 9
Nobody
months.
said.
It takes 9 months to
make a
grow
baby.
a
Yeah.
baby.
Do you know that John Paul is afraid of pregnant women?
I'm not surprised, but why?
No, what about the pregnant
No,
woman?
he has a genuine fear of them.
My phobia of pregnant women comes from their poppability.
You think they're gonna burst?
In my head, right, is like at any point of time, the belly is just gonna boom. Yeah.
Anyway, I have bad news for babies in Malaysia because it turns out this is not like a one-off event. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say event.
Wait,
One-off occurrence. So there's an average of 9 babies that get reported abandoned in a month, and half of them are usually found dead.
Oh, that's where I got 9 from.
No.
No, but okay, not
And these are just the reported ones.
to Malaysia's credit.
In a month.
It's not a Malaysia problem, right? Because I've definitely heard of Singapore that I have some news reports find them in a rubbish chute or kind of that.
Yeah.
Singapore averages around
3 in a year.
Reported.
Is this news to you?
This is huge news to me. I had no idea that this was happening.
It's
So
fake
this is not
Malaysia.
something that, because I think previously we were actually exploring doing a documentary about these places in Malaysia where you can go and basically
Baby drop.
We call it the baby hatch.
Yeah.
They call it the baby hatch.
wait,
We
share more,
don't
share
call it
more.
the baby hatch.
What? There's a
Yeah.
baby
'Cause-
hatch.
So there are so many abandoned babies in Malaysia. Probably happens around the world, so they also have. But that orphanages or churches, if I'm not wrong, they have created baby hatches.
like the
Like a
library.
rubbish chute.
No, like the
Operates
library
like the
kind.
return your book.
Yeah.
It does
Oh.
operate like a rubbish chute where you go there, you open it, and then you put your baby there, and then once it closes, an alarm will sound so that the
caregiver
staff
can
can
catch them.
Okay.
take care
But
of
it's like,
them
it's
lah.
like a low judgment zone, so there's no one to watch you do
The
it.
important thing is that you are not putting the baby in like a dangerous spot covered in ants lah.
And also I watched recently on TikTok, I just chanced upon a video about the baby hatch thing also. I think it was in the US. So what happens is that once you put your baby in, you close it, right? Then the thing auto locks. Like when it detects the weight inside, it auto locks. Then
Wait, so that no one else can take the baby?
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
But what if you have second thoughts?
you just wait there lah. No, then you just wait there
Or
because
if the arm kena kiap.
then it won't close what. Then it won't close.
Okay,
There's
fine.
safety features.
You know, every time you go and drop off books last time, right? Then there's the slot, right? I always want to try and see inside.
Hey, you
Oh,
got
I
borrow
tried
books one
before.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
they were comics lah probably.
Pictures are fun to look at.
If you stick your head close enough, there's aircon. Anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's true.
I hold some finger
That
and poke you in the
implies-
eyes. Yeah.
That implies that you also look through the head lah.
Fucking
I looked through it, but I
Everyone's
did it
looked through the head.
successfully. And I read real books. Anyway, so
Wow.
so
The
the
baby-
hatch, and then also after you put the baby, there's actually like a 1 minute timer before the alarm rings. Is to let the mom,
Zao
because
ah.
anonymity is a huge part of this.
Yeah.
Like some people, they will just throw their baby elsewhere.
Right, right. Or they
Because
can
they're
pull a
afraid
John
of-
Wick, lah, right? They
The,
can
the
like that.
judgment or like people looking at them and knowing that they did
Sorry.
it lah.
Yeah. And also like getting caught lah, because this is illegal ma. So that 1 minute allows them to go away. Then the thing will ring. Then after that, the person
Oh,
will
I thought it
collect
was
the
to
baby.
kind of
Let
on
them-
Dan's
let
point
them
to kind of
decide,
like
right?
if you have
Do I really want to?
remorse to
You also can, but I mean that one you can come back anytime.
I find it so interesting that you go through the whole process, right, of the delivery already of a child, then you give it up.
No, but you must
But-
understand that like it must have been difficult for them to reach that decision firstly, and secondly, the laws that are surrounding abortion in the
Yeah.
country could be very different.
Yeah. I totally understand that. But I'm saying how like it's so difficult to have to give up a child
Yeah.
that you have
Yeah.
you have born.
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
a-
so for example, I
That's
mean,
the
speaking of abortion, right? Because in Malaysia, abortion laws are so confusing. It is generally thought of as illegal, but there are exceptions to cases. For example, if the mom's health is put in serious danger,
Oh.
there is also like, as in it's like a, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't get it, you know, then sometimes it's illegal, sometimes it's not. So it's very confusing. So people just end up abandoning the kids.
Yeah, my impression was that it was always illegal.
What? Isn't abortion? Oh, because they cannot abort, they don't know, so they just end up delivering
have to
first,
have the baby.
Then they
Yeah, they can't abort.
Unless they do like natural.
shouldn't human beings be vasectomized? Then when you want to have a child, right?
Then you
Then you
unvasectomize.
unvasectomize. Isn't that easier?
Or just use condom lah.
a contraception.
But when every part of your organ grows bigger, then that part that is vasectomized just stuck, and then you just have a tiny like fallopian tube or what.
Is vasectomize the word?
No, like maybe as
Get
once you
vasectomy.
reach the age where it's legal to have sex or whatever, right? Then
As in, but it affects your growth lah.
we
Mr. Vasectomy over here.
I mean, I want to have a vasectomy, but I've been holding it off for like 3 years. lah.
Why?
Yeah, lazy, really. Like it seems so trivial to go to the hospital because there's nothing wrong with me at the moment.
So what if you accidentally get a child within these 3 years that you've been procrastinating?
Honestly, abort. Yeah, I'm not gonna let like an accident like kind of like dictate my life.
But you see, like regardless of your thoughts on abortion, right? The fact that it's legal here allows you to have that decision,
Yeah.
and so
I'm-
that it prevents the need for abandoning babies.
So why so complicated? it's okay. So the US has been like they recently like kind of like in certain states outlawed abortion, right?
Again.
So what Malaysia has been like this the entire time.
No, but like it was a huge thing because I think in general abortion has always been illegal. Like Singapore had to make it legal like in the 70s or 80s.
Yeah, the default was illegal. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
why
Religion.
Yeah, actually, I would think so. This stem from religion.
Meet Jared. Jared is about to learn how to have me time. He's in for a treat whenever he wants. Think bubble tea anytime during a long work day. Think kaya toast. Think fried chicken.
Then getting scolded by your boss for buying 4 extra curry powers because you wanted to eat just the one. And then putting your feet on his table because you know the secret. Get 30% off food orders using code MeTime when you order from participating restaurants or Foodpanda for a limited time only.
Yeah. So in the I mean, the 9 babies per month one, it came from a Reddit thread. I mean, there's a Reddit thread on this like baby abandoning thing, right? And a lot of the Malaysians that are commenting actually say that they think that a lack of sex education is what led to this. So one of the more interesting comments that I saw was Malaysia is same as the Philippines. The more taboo sex is, the more it is done. And the more it is done improperly.
It's actually very, very true. Because like even when you bring out something like sex, right, it's immediately like, hey, no, you cannot talk about it. And like there is no exposure to it at all because movies are so heavily censored. It's not like it's just 18 and above or whatever. It's like cut out scenes and stuff like that, right? So then there is no proper education of what contraception is or like what are like all these different aspects of sex. And so people are really just doing it based on instinct, and then this is where you get all these different problems.
Not that you should get a sex education from movies, lah.
Not that you should, but that's
that's
like
the
the level of like conversation around sex is so suppressed.
Right.
Real talk, even in Singapore,
Different show.
even in Singapore, it seems that I personally at least like didn't have received a lot of sex education in school.
Education.
No, like the knowledge, the kind of the stuff about contraceptions, all that kind of stuff, like how to use a condom. You see that in movies, right?
You
But
never do it in school.
no
man.
one gave me the banana
what?
thing. How to put on a condom on the banana.
In my school in Singapore, albeit international, we put a condom in a banana.
Yeah.
You put a condom in a banana?
On a banana.
Magic tricks.
Neighborhood school never.
I never.
We're
all guys.
But vaguely have lah. I think
There
one
was
or two
like
classes.
one chapter
Y'all
in
never,
Sec 2.
y'all never get the video, then they show you all the ABCs.
Oh, there's this assembly like in secondary school where they say all guys get out. And then only girls sit in the hall. And then you just see that, like, what are they talking about? And then you ask the girls, right? And then they're like, yeah, we learn about the right thing to do, you know? That's my girl voice. But
Sounds good.
thank you. But
Geraldine.
I don't know, was that did you have that talk?
No, I remember having a talk on like how to use pads and all that. What is
Pads?
You had a talk on that?
Pets. I thought how to use like pets.
pads?
Okay.
Yeah, and then like how to count your your ovulation cycle. Whatever,
What?
blah, blah. Yeah, then like I feel like there is some like vague conversation about
Vague. Keyword vague.
Yeah, I think it's more of like how to protect yourself. Or like maybe the condom thing. Maybe.
I
Yeah.
always thought
But I
when
never do the wearing it on the
No, like that wrapper was so important because I didn't realize that, not that I was using it before that,
Of course.
but that you had to pinch the top part so that you release the pressure. If not, if you shoot too hard and it's like bubbly, right, the whole thing will burst, it will break. So you got to pinch it while you roll it down. You got to pinch the top part. A lot of people don't know.
Jared.
I was today years old when I found that out also.
But his one never burst before, which means
Actually, I don't use condoms.
Yeah, where you all buy?
so you never had
I
sex
have a
before.
human condom. Huh, what?
Your face are your human condom. Anyway.
But I know it was so fun because in school, right? Because it's like it's not like it's a used condom. So like after we finished the banana, we just took it and we started filling it with water and then we start throwing like water balloons.
That's what we did in army.
No, so I thought that when the guys left, it's because the guys have their own session, which is different from the girl session.
No, we sit in the classroom and
Do nothing,
masturbate
so good.
and talk about how we don't know about
Practical
sex.
session.
It's a two-step process, guys.
No, so like, you know, like we love about Singapore sex ed, right? And I think we've mentioned it in previous episodes also, like the lack of it. But apparently in Malaysia, this is like completely not a thing. Like you really don't learn about this at all.
Yeah.
And there was someone that like said that I only learned about it because one of our discipline headmasters like decided to hold a session like to teach people about like safe sex lah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they decided to create their own curriculum rather than it's a nationwide. Like, okay, let's
To get
roll
for
this
himself,
out.
he's like, enough is enough.
all these young girls.
Why?
Right.
As
I
in
gotta
because the
save
kids are
them.
having sex?
Maybe.
Because the kids are getting pregnant or what? Why did suddenly a teacher decide to...
It might have been that in that school, I'm not sure lah, but it could have been like maybe teenage pregnancy was an issue or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
There was a time in Singapore, I don't know whether now it still exists, right? But there was a ranking amongst JCs of who have the most abortions and pregnancies in those schools.
Oh.
Yeah.
Official, unofficial.
So like they will say like, CJC, whatever, they got the most, you know, all them having sex.
Where are
in
they
the
getting
JC.
all these stats from? Yeah.
Bomb one, I think.
Yeah.
We need to hire these
Fake one.
people.
I think bomb one.
Wait, no, but Jules, like, when you studied in Malaysia, did you get any sex ed?
Jules is shaking his head.
He basically just violently shook his head.
No such thing.
Yeah, which I didn't know. Like I'm shocked that it totally doesn't exist.
Yeah.
In Malaysian schools.
My mum was the one that told me about the birds and the bees.
Wow.
So what
nice.
is
How did
taught?
she-
What is the curriculum?
Yeah, how did she tell
Let's
you?
break it down now, right? What should be the content of this sexual education?
Ooh.
Okay, that's a good point. I think they definitely need to know how sex works. Penis, vagina, cum, touch egg, pregnant.
Some species she was taught how to masturbate.
No, wait.
Get this out of the curriculum.
Masturbation should be part of the curriculum.
Masturbation should
It
be.
really helps in terms of independence.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is sex? Is the opener. What is sex?
Okay.
Then you
The
have
Only
logistics of it.
then you have masturbation as another topic, correct?
Okay, I think that's like chapter 6.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
So go back,
Because
okay.
it's chapter 1 first, and then penis, vagina, all that. What is sex?
So male genitalia, female genitalia,
And-
understand.
Sorry, at what age is this curriculum being taught?
3 years old.
13 years old.
Okay, Sec 1.
Sec 1. Is it secondary school initiation time?
Yeah,
Boom.
pubes are sprouting.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
need to
yeah.
get this down quickly.
Okay.
That's when you're really
Okay.
feeling the most horny also. Then how does sex work, right? Then after that, contraception. So because you know how sex works, this is how you block sex from working.
Sex leads to pregnancy. So
Yes.
then what is the caution? Yeah, okay.
So if you're gonna have sex anyway, how do you have sex without having babies? Then masturbation can come after that actually.
You say it was chapter 6.
So it's 5. Unless you want to squeeze in one more chapter somewhere.
Kinks.
Like on the note of contraceptives, right? I was actually having a conversation with one of our colleagues. She was trying to explain like the importance of schools going through this, because say for example birth control, right, and how that screws up your hormones, people don't fully understand. In Singapore, you have to go to a doctor to get, but say in Malaysia, you could get it over the counter. But
Yes.
and there are many different types, and all come with different side effects.
Yep.
And then on top of that, Plan B pills, which, okay, I can kind of understand why they don't want to teach you about Plan B pills, because it's like, oh, just go have sex now, then after have sex, just take this pill and you won't have baby, you know? But Plan B pills, I think, like screws up your body quite a bit. And like in one period cycle, right, if I'm not wrong, you can only take Plan B pill once or so. If not, it will permanently damage your menstrual cycle. Yeah, and like all these like are not taught in school, but then like as someone who like is looking for a contraceptive, right,
Yeah.
then I could buy something that I don't know much about, and then after that I end up hurting myself.
Yeah.
So the importance of teaching such things in school.
That's in chapter 2, right?
Wait, what's that?
For
Because slot it into chapter
Contraception.
5. Slot it into chapter 5.
No, it needs to come early.
The
No,
max
like
number of body
say
count.
you're in the market, you're all single, right? And you're dating, and then this fella tell you, oh, like 70 guys.
He gay.
Oh,
Then
sorry,
where am I in this? Stop right there. If your definition of love includes loving this podcast, like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below love. Back to the episode.
Okay, I should say this is a damn lame like advice, right? It's a damn lame response. But I remember having a bit of sex ed, I think, during religious and moral class in like my school in Singapore. And the conclusion was damn lame to everybody. But in hindsight, it makes the most sense, which is that if you don't want to get pregnant and you don't want to get STDs, the one way to do it is abstinence. Is to not have sex.
Yeah lah.
Yeah. So like they actually suggested, like our teacher suggested different ways, like mutual masturbation,
Your teacher taught you this.
69s, where like you don't have to insert the penis into vagina, where you both still get orgasms. Like obviously these weren't the words that they used lah. But you could make it out.
Wait, no, I want to hear in the words that you think they used.
Wait, so their problem is penetration. Is that what you're saying? Like
Because that's where the
Because
preggies.
that's where the pregnancy happens.
So we're just trying to avoid. No, we're not trying to avoid people from having sex. We're just trying to avoid teenage pregnancy here.
because
Is
it's
that
going
what
to
you're
happen
saying?
anyway. Like people are either going to have sex or they're going to be masturbating, and cum is going to be flying everywhere. Just not in a vagina, at least lah. You know.
I heard there was a stand-up comedian, I think from the US, that he was saying that he had a daughter, right? And then the daughter was telling him that the boyfriend or something was trying to convince her to have sex. Then after she said like the one she said is scary or whatever, right? Then the guy said, oh, never mind, I just put the tip. Then the daughter like semi-convinced. Then he damn scared because he's trying to say like the tip is where all the bad stuff is.
Oh,
But then like the daughter like didn't know. And I'm not sure whether he educated her after that lah.
No, yeah, I also
True
think
words.
that I think for girls, right, it's harder to.
Wrong word.
I think
Resist.
we don't have that as much of the exposure to
porn.
porn, to masturbation. Like it's not natural. it's not natural for us. I don't know how to say this. Like for you guys, right?
Hey.
It's like I feel like men know what sex is. You earlier than women. Earlier than girls.
Earlier, true though.
I also think it's because guys talk to each other about sex more openly, whereas
Yeah.
for girls at a young age, you guys don't talk about sex openly.
No, yeah. So it's
yeah.
so, how do I explain this? It's like for you guys, right? You're like in secondary school, you talk about sex.
So
or
much
like,
assumption.
I don't know.
Wanna
right?
bang her, wanna
But
bang this,
for
that.
girls, right, we don't talk about that because we don't know anything about it. Some of us, right, we don't even masturbate. We don't know how to masturbate. We don't understand this concept. So when you guys make dirty jokes and all that, right, we cannot imagine. If you don't watch porn, we don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, so how did you learn how to?
Married man, Daniel Lim,
No,
everyone.
I'm genuinely curious, right? Because
you got married?
like no one taught me how to do it, right? I just started being curious with my body.
Correct.
Touched a few places the correct way, and then hello.
No, but actually versus for a girl, like say for a guy, if he's dangling there, I might feel inclined to touch it and see what happens, right? But
Yeah.
for a girl, it's like all concealed.
Yeah.
No,
but-
sometimes he's dangling there.
No, but I would imagine like, for example, sometimes like you might wash
Yeah.
like certain areas and then you might touch it a certain way and go, oh,
Because some people say that the shower head is like,
yeah.
kind of a tool. And then like if you're washing yourself, then like,
Then you wash your nipples real hard.
works for some people.
Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jump on like
John Paul's energy today is different
Chaos,
level.
it's chaos. It's just chaos.
We'll just cut here. We'll just use some fun.
It's unpredictable right now.
The table until there only, right?
Now it's going to be super mellow to
No, so
compensate.
It's 'cause he
you're
got
making a lot of
engaged.
assumptions, right? Let's clarify them now, lah. Gentlemen,
Okay.
Wait, what?
when do you all talk about sex with your friends? When was the earliest time you can remember talking to your friends about sex?
Primary 2.
Whoa!
Why? How did that conversation?
We had a slightly older kid, a retainee, so he was older by 1 year, and he had a lot of older brothers that were in secondary school, and so he would just infiltrate our minds and fill it with like, hey, you see this teacher, wow, the breasts are very big.
But do you understand? Could you process?
Yeah,
what,
you're a
what
boy
you're
without
talking about?
hormones. Yeah,
at that point of time, I wasn't even looking at these things. So
Yeah, yeah.
like for him to mention, I remember maybe watching like maybe it was Austin Powers or whatever at that point of time, right? So I roughly know that this was what adults were talking about. And for him to bring it up, right, I felt like, oh, if I'm not being aware of this, am I late? You know, like, and then everyone else also is starting to look, they try and look cool. He's a cool guy. So everyone's like, yeah, breast. But I don't know whether they all try to act or like, you know.
There was this primary 2 class of kids like,
yeah.
like that's a weird guess
No,
class.
all their voice high.
Actually, the first time I heard the word sex was actually in P1 because someone said, hey, it was like a prank. It's like, hey, you like PS or not? You like PS? To me, it's like, yeah, I love my PlayStation, right? Then it's like, no, PS is play sex. You like to play sex.
What the
And then,
heck is
run
play
away.
sex?
No, but I knew the word sex because you had to circle like F or /M on the form.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it refer to the gender rather than the act?
No, like, yeah, I'm just saying the
But
the
still,
words.
or like you can
That's
be
why
Austin
understanding
Powers.
of sex now is
Yeah,
very different.
no, my understanding of sex is 0 at that time. Like growing up, right, I really had no conversation. I don't dare to talk to girls also. Like my inner circles were all like, can I talk about sex? This kind of thing, don't. Can't even talk about
Please.
bra. Can't even talk about, you know. Yeah,
Why
is
can't talk about
is
bra?
that
No, it's like your bra strap showing there is like a huge taboo. all
yeah,
this kind of
it's like,
stuff, you know.
they will tell me like, hey, Shami, hey, your bra. I said, why cannot wash from my bra? That yeah.
Then
So-
now bralettes exist.
Nice.
Yeah, so I remember like I asked my helper, I was genuinely curious, and also at one point I was in primary school also, and I was damn scared because like I don't know how to have sex and how do babies happen.
In
and
primary school, you're trying to think of how to have sex.
no, because I don't know. So I asked my helper, I said,
we had a problem.
I asked my helper at that time, I say, how do we get pregnant, or like how does sex work? How does it work? Because my mom won't tell me this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So she looked at me like, no lah, I can't. Like she said like, you need to, cause SEX, right? She very lame. I don't know why I'm saying this.
She got the system.
Go, wait, I want to hear what is the X word,
Yeah.
a xylophone.
No, it's very lame. It's so childish that I don't know. Maybe cut this out or whatever.
Extreme.
So S means sleep. So you sleep with your partner.
It works.
And E, because you eat with your partner. It also works.
Exercise. No.
And then X is exercise.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So
okay.
when you think about it, it's really what you do. No, I
Sleep, eat, exercise, technically.
because
Because you sleep with them, you eat them out.
Yeah, and then
sex is a workout.
yeah, exactly. Then she just laughed at herself. No, but I was at the time, right? I
It
was
was an
so
inside
scared.
joke
So
for one person.
I'm so sorry, but I remember thinking that when at the time having babies, right, man, you have to kiss the person and that's it. And then you'll have baby somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kissing. Kissing will make you pregnant.
Cooties. This is where cooties came from. Yeah. I remember when I was primary 6, I still didn't know about sex at all.
Oh.
Yeah, I this very vivid memory, right? It's one guy, I was in the library, school library, and this one, hey Jared, you know what is a vagina, no?
Oh, what?
A vagina. And then like, what? Vagina. He kept repeating it. Then he took out an encyclopedia. Then he opened it, and then it was the vagina. And I still didn't know what it meant.
Yo, I had almost exactly the same experience.
Were you the guy who
We
asked
might have
me?
been in the same library. It was after
You keep
PSLE
overhearing
already,
a
then
guy
we got
and
nothing to do, right? So we hang out in the library. Then one day this guy opened a book that he laughed to me in biology, right? Then he said, hey, look at toothbrush. Then it's a naked body with pubic hair. Then that was my first.
does it look like a toothbrush?
That was the first time I see
the bristles.
a naked body.
The bristles. The hair, the pubic hair is the bristles.
Then after
No,
that,
but where's the brush?
Yeah,
part?
where is
the
the
pubic
hair.
hair.
No, where's the stick of the
Okay, where's the
toothbrush?
The body is the yeah. Yeah, I also don't know why that happened. Then a few weeks later, right, one of my other friends who's like way more horny and advanced in this than I am, right? He was like, hey, come I show you, I show you. Then we go computer lab. Then he started printing this shit. Then I go and take a look, right? It's hentai, but it's all censored. But it's still, you can tell what is it, no? Then I was like, what is this? Then we print out one whole stack, right? Then he run down the corridor of the school, right? And he's throwing around. Then what's going on?
Read all about it.
But even then, right, primary 6,
Unhinged.
right, I still don't understand what is it.
Right.
Yeah. Like I remember thinking in my head that the vagina wasn't like what it looks like, you know. I thought it was just like a cutting at the front part of the V.
It's a line.
Yeah, it wasn't at the bottom of it, it was at the front.
Wait, so at what point did guys realize that there are 3 holes?
Whoa, too late.
You need to slow it down. It's at what point do you realize there were 2 first? Okay?
You also have 2 what?
No, dude, I swear to you, right, for the longest, all boys school, I have a brother, I have no form of communication with the female or all this kind of thing, cannot talk one. So, for the longest time, right, it was just an asshole.
Like babies are born from like shitting like that.
You thought you were
Everything
gonna
is one
fuck an
hole.
asshole.
You
Yeah,
thought like pee also was asshole.
Everything. I really don't know.
How did just now you all laugh at me? What hey? This kind of
Not for you about
No,
what?
but we laugh at him already, what?
Yeah, but you masturbate, you continue.
This is a fake end.
Oh shit.
No, I feel like even beyond that vagina experience, right? Like I still didn't receive, and I had to learn about sex all by myself. Yeah, it's really all it's really all like self studies, yeah.
So how do you self-study?
Porn. Yeah, so porn is like this sounds damn bad, but porn was the reference for sex.
For most people, it was what?
yeah. I think that's
You know he was
generally-
devastated when he found out that scissoring wasn't real.
It is.
So
Yeah.
what do the lesbians do then?
Yeah, what do the lesbians do?
what do you mean?
Never mind.
No, if it's not scissoring.
I don't
Yeah, never mind.
Strap-ons.
Why?
Yeah,
Nice
so
one.
in porn,
really
I
don't
just watch the guy like, okay, he's rubbing it.
You
Then-
watch guys masturbate.
Obviously, there's a guy in porn. What? Why is there not a guy in
Wait,
porn?
so much.
Sorry. The type of porn that you watch is a guy just masturbating.
Wait, why are you surprised?
Is that not
like-
present in
It's in like a
male-female porn?
yeah, it's a female porn. just
There's
that
a girl
he's-
there lah.
Yeah,
But I will have to say that the first porn that I ever like consumed was gay porn. Primary 4. Let's go back.
Why you homophobic? Is it? What's so funny?
Primary 4. No idea what's happening.
Nobody's surprised. They all like, and then
Computer lab.
It's always computer lab.
It's always computer lab. Yeah, some guy sniggering, and then he said, "Jared, come over," and then like he just
that's what he said.
he just shows me the screen, and it's this African American male lying on his back, holding his schlong. And that was how I first consumed porn. Yeah, no feelings towards it, but
Really? I doubt so.
really. If we're talking technical terms, lah, yeah.
Why you not making laughing?
Grow up, guys.
He's laughing at the gay porn thing.
Then why is he laughing?
So they just have moments, lah, you know.
Okay, we just wait for the children to be done.
Yeah. But yeah, straight porn. So like the guy eventually has to masturbate. So yeah, that's where I learned how to masturbate.
Nice. Yeah, so the contents of sex education, do you think that's enough? Or later on in life, do you realize that there's more to it?
Actually, I think the aspect of sex education that we didn't talk about was the social element to it, like the pressures of having sex, or like when a guy asks you to have sex, how should you feel and stuff like that. I think that's actually also not taught.
I learned that in school. They made the video where like the guy and the girl, then after that they like in the bedroom, then the guy want, the girl don't want, then the guy say, if you love me, you have sex with me.
Right.
Then they proceed to have sex. Then she pregnant. Sorry, that one's different. They proceed to have sex and then she got STD from him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But I mean,
but you see, like these scenarios, right? Immediately when you create a consequence where it's like, and then boom, STD, it breaks away from the realism of it. So then people go, this is like propaganda not to have sex.
It's kind of like anti-smoking, and then they show you like, oh my god, you're gonna have a hole in your throat.
Yeah, like
thing,
who are you speaking to? Like smokers are not going to stop just from that.
What do you call it? A shock value? Is that the
advertising?
I think what guys take away from that is, so that's what I need to say.
Yeah. Exactly that. So if I have STD, a girl will still have sex with me. Yeah. Like as opposed
I just need to say I love you.
As opposed to more realistic scenarios, of like how do you actually deal with the social aspect, the mental aspect, the emotional aspect that is surrounding sex. I think that's also not discussed in schools.
Have any of y'all participated?
Orgy?
Or had, like when y'all were single, like y'all go and hook up or have one night stands or that kind of shit?
Nope.
Sorry, I look at the wrong person.
So it's on you lah. It's on you.
No, really never?
No, never.
I'm very prudent.
I can't even date someone who's not my friend.
No. Everybody answer except you.
Story time.
Like complete stranger, is it? What you mean?
Like go to a club, hook up.
Maybe just make out kind.
Oh wow.
Then you're pregnant.
No, but they're usually friends of friends kind, not like a
Yeah, no, that makes it better.
I don't recall like total strangers.
You was that drunk.
No, I'm a very responsible drinker.
Curious about it? Or do you all, has it been some, okay, curiosity I'm sure because we are curious about things we don't know, right? But, have never experienced. But do you all have a desire to want to experience that? Or is that something that's just, it feels weird and uncomfortable and you don't really want to do it?
Like you mean to have one night stands and all that?
Yeah, like no, especially when you're single.
Yeah.
I've said this like a lot of times in like the lunch table, but like one of the regrets
we're very traumatized.
One of the regrets of my 20s was not going for It's the Ship.
That's a sex fest.
Exactly.
What?
That's what I heard. It's like JP was saying like, everyone just go there and bang what? That's the point.
Hey, no, don't bring him to this.
Okay.
If not, they will never invite him.
You will still want to go.
Of course lah.
He's still trying.
Oh, you're 32.
That's why he keeps saying he's single even though he's not.
I want to know what syphilis feels like.
Sisyphus.
No,
yeah.
But yeah, that pun unintended, that ship has sailed in my life. I'm married, obviously, but
John Paul also he engaged recently.
I don't think it's sailed.
No, it's definitely sailed. From my perspective, it's sailed, and I'm okay with it. There is no desire to go back to it, but it's just like, yeah. In my 20s, I acknowledge that this is something that I would have wanted in my 20s, but you know what?
It's the
okay.
ship to you is what Tinder is to John.
Yeah. Something that you didn't get to experience.
Yeah.
No, but he said the ship has not sailed. What? Like even for him, why? He's married.
No, because
people can do couple swinging.
Yeah.
Oh,
He can just go on his own. So what the hell?
What do you mean?
Why must you involve your wife?
what do you mean? That's
Maybe she
cheating.
I don't condone cheating on my wife. Yeah, that's it lah. I've entered matrimony and like that long.
Or if it becomes open in some way. Or she's
Yeah lah.
okay
I know where he was going with this. But yeah.
I think the pressure for me was very different. I think it was just FOMO because all my friends in my circles were
having a lot of sex.
Yeah, like I wouldn't say having a lot, but they were doing it like they were successful in picking up girls. Maybe
Nice.
Not that to any of their current girlfriends, not that they were pickup artists. They were just they had swag lah. They had riz. Riz. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, swag is the riz of the older generation.
Yes, yeah. I felt so boomer saying that. So then I felt FOMO because like after the club, where you all going? Oh shit, they all left already. Oh okay lah. Bye guys.
I kept home.
Yeah. So then I felt left out that I wasn't having sex. That's it.
But the next day,
You couldn't do anything about
I couldn't do it. But it wasn't that. But the thing is that it wasn't that I had this innate need to like have sex. Like, oh my god, I need to stick my thing in the vagina. No,
But it would have been nice.
no,
Right.
I just didn't feel the need for it.
Okay.
Like it was so strange because I was so in my circle of friends, I had some that already had sex and then I had some that didn't.
Oh.
And the ones that didn't, I think there was a conversation where it was like, hey, lose my virginity, you know, like there was like a pressure, there was a race kind of thing. And to me, it's like, you guys go ahead, like I'm good.
No, but if you were in that position, right, there's two tribes. And then you had the opportunity to move to the other tribe, right? You have to took it, right? Took it.
No, but like, and maybe this is a little bit related because like Malaysia and Singapore, right? I don't know whether because I was maybe not sheltered, but I spent a lot of time with my family. I really didn't know that people had sex before marriage. So like when I moved to Singapore and I went for my first house party because like my parents not around, finally going out because it's safe, right? Everyone was like, hey, you got condom. I'm like, what? Huh? We're like 15, what are you talking about? Why are you having sex? And then my friend had to like make me feel better by like, oh no, just blow job. I'm just gonna put it on, you know, just so that I don't feel bad that I'm not having sex. So like there was one time, I was in the living room and everyone was just in the rooms. And I was just like, oh, I will just play PlayStation now.
No, legit same. Like, I didn't know that like you can have sex before you get married. My game plan all the way up until maybe I was like 19 or whatever the fuck, right? Like an idiot, right? Is, I'm going to get married by 24. I'm going to have a kid by 25. All that kind of shit. Like, that was like, I don't know why, but I don't know whether it's a generational thing, right? But that was really, there's no other information out there.
Yeah.
So then your parents just say that one, you just, okay, roughly like that. Okay, I follow your path. Yeah. Then after you start, then after that you realize that, oh, no, actually, it's once you get the opportunity already, right? Then suddenly it's like, what? All these plans. Bye. Throw this. Then you
swim in women.
But it's interesting because like, as in like for guys, it's seen as a prize.
Achievement.
Yeah, it's an achievement. It's like, oh, you got risk if you can have like one night stand all the time. But then
Depends
if you're
on how
a
the
girl,
girl
then you are a
looks
slut.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
So we have to
Yeah.
hush, by the way. We don't say like girl groups, right? We don't like, okay, not all girl groups.
God, what? The girls are...
Wait, actually, okay, I'm curious about this
but
actually.
when you're growing up,
Yeah.
no, not.
I'm actually curious about this now. Today's day and age, right? It feels like girls are the opposite already.
Oh, we're in the age of sexual liberation. It's
Yeah.
like, I own my femininity.
Like now
and
it's
my
like, I just
body.
go and get a quick bang. I don't want a relationship with all these guys.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Like, which is...
Great for you. For guys like in general.
Which is equality.
No,
It's
I don't know whether
liberating,
I am outdated.
Oh.
Feels good, you know?
Or if this is... Like, and this is right. Or is it just
Why,
a
are we
weird
just-
time and, you know?
As in, you're saying
The girls slutty, you
you
feel.
want to return back to that time.
Where the girls stay at home.
No. Is it... Okay, to me there are two aspects to it, right? Sure. Going out, doing it, you do you, right? But then articulating it, flaunting it is another thing also, right?
Sex
Communicating it.
positivity.
Because if I were...
Can I just say
I think
anything
it
and then
goes-
slap the positivity word behind it and then now it's a good thing?
Yeah, like,
Yes,
like
try it.
fat positivity.
Toxic positivity.
There we go.
Yeah.
Negative positivity.
That just cancels each other.
No, I think it goes both ways. Both guys and girls shouldn't be flaunting whatever. But the fact that we girls are now more open to talking about like sex and we can discuss, you know, sex, masturbation, all that, right? It's great. It feels liberating.
But it's different.
I don't have to like feel like I have to hide, I have to hush, cannot say this kind of thing. You know?
No, it's totally different. Like you being able to express that yes, I'm happy with my sexuality and yes, I masturbate and it's healthy and all that kind of thing, right? Sure, that's different. But when you started your point, right, you said guys and girls, you don't think that they should be flaunting and talking about this that openly, right?
Yeah.
Like on that point of you trying to hit like a body count and thinking it's cool, nobody thinks it's cool, right? Like for guys or girls.
I thought guys
that
thought it
is
was cool.
what-
Damn it, what happened?
No lah.
No.
No,
There has
when
to be a limit,
okay,
what?
if you see a guy doing that, you think he's cool, man. I think he's a douchebag.
Now lah, but when you're
No,
growing up,
always.
when you're growing really in like poly or secondary school,
Oh no, I'm lying.
No. As in, I think it really depends. Like, if I had a guy and we are 18 and I know that he has had sex with 4 girls, I'll be like, ooh, teach me sensei. But like, if we're like 18 and he's like 100 women, like 100 girls, I'll be like, ooh, this guy is up lah. I think that's at least for me lah.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm on the same line of like, and if 100, I'll be like, maybe I'll be even more like impressed. You know, I'll be like, wow.
God, those
Sorry, I'm so
No,
sorry.
yeah, I think that back then I would have been impressed too. But yeah, once again, that shit has sailed for me. But
In my mind, I was internally going down the rabbit hole of like the value of sex. As in, because to me, that's what it always goes back to. Because back then, society was, how do I say,
Prudish.
society cornered themselves into a way of thinking because of necessity of survival. Because we needed to procreate, we needed to whatever, right? And therefore,
Wait, how far back are we looking?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow.
I realized that
Exactly.
I realized that it doesn't make sense to not have sex outside of marriage if I want to procreate. So then my argument folded on the side. No, okay. But the concept of family, I think, has changed a lot. And therefore, like what used to be taught by religion about by whatever as like something that needs to be contained within holy matrimony is now a lot more open because there is less stigma around that, which is why women are like more openly admitting that they also partake in such activities lah. I don't think it was. I'm not sure that women didn't used to say have one night stands as much, but it's just that now the conversation around it is like more.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of difference in saying like, hey, this is normal and it's okay.
Yeah.
Versus, right, like, wow, I'm fucking everybody, you know?
Yeah.
Like they went like some lah, not everybody, but they go over, you know, that line, that fine line.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie. I think when we were younger, if a girl was seen to have had multiple partners before, I think there was some notion that maybe she was a little bit less attractive to want to date.
There was that saying, right? That very I don't endorse this saying at all, but what is a key that can open many locks is a good key, but a lock that can be opened by many keys is
It's
a
not a
bad
good
lock.
That's very insensitive, Jared.
I don't endorse it at all. It's just something I heard.
It's a great analogy though.
Yeah.
As in, but I
though.
as much as I disagree, it puts it into.
But
like,
is there
it
a
makes me-
number?
Of keys?
The
No,
max
like
number of body
say
count.
you're in the market, you're all single, right? And you're dating, and then this fella tell you, oh, I like 70 guys.
Huh? He gay.
Oh,
Then
sorry,
where am I in
shit.
this? Hey, you come.
Like 70 girls or shit, like whatever lah. But I like 70, my body count is 70. Is there a number and a point at which right, you're like,
Nah, red flag.
yeah.
I feel like for me, any number above 10 is sus. Because if say you've been in like 3 relationships, right, by this age, so assuming you have sex with all of your partners, then on top of that, you got a leeway of like 7 one-night stands.
Oh goddamn, that's a very big leeway.
So 10 feels like anything more than 10, it feels like what do you think you had been missing in that point of your life? Or perhaps this person just has very different views of sex as compared to me, and so our values don't align.
Yeah.
Right.
To me, it's the distance between like the sexual encounters. Like if
If it's every night.
it's like every night, then am I just another notch in the belt? You know, that kind of thing. Like how serious are you? Am I the guy who's gonna buck the trend and stop the statistics? Then like it depends on what I want and what the person wants, lor. You know, like I'm
But
looking
if
for a
you're-
relationship.
So it's just you
Yeah lah.
insecure.
But if say she's talking to you because you are dating, then it's different, right? Because
So I guess it's the distance between am I someone she's
No, yeah,
like-
she's interested in a romantic relationship where she's dating you, right? She's not trying to just you and have a one night stand, ma.
But
So then does
previous,
that-
but
but does that
previously
number
she
matter?
said- so previously she said like say 50 partners. That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
If we are currently in a relationship, then yeah, that's fine, right?
We are kind of, no, you're dating.
Okay, dating,
Will you
fine.
date somebody
you are
if they
deciding
say,
whether you want to date her.
Okay, yes, I would. I think the body count.
So
doesn't
it
matter.
wouldn't matter
It
lah.
wouldn't matter
okay, why doesn't it matter for you?
because if she expresses that her intent is to back then my intention was to just party around, play around, sexual pleasure. But now I'm looking to settle down, get a relationship. If both our intents kind of match, then okay lah. I don't care who you are, what you did. What's that song?
As long as you love
As long
me.
as you love me. Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
Oh, I was thinking Justin Bieber.
yeah.
Oh my god! It just shows the generational divide.
Yeah, it's like 99 Promise to You is Jay-Z, but to us it's Ariana Grande.
You're the same.
The line we realized was actually taken from Jay-Z's.
True.
Yeah.
You mean reference the
I think more than 5. Between 5 to 10 a bit much already. Like,
why?
But
more
wait,
than 10 I was gonna.
don't what? No, never mind.
Hey.
Sorry.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Like
Say.
no, never mind.
Yeah, I just think maybe the guy just not serious or like.
But he said like now
Yeah.
very hard for me to believe, because of like.
But that was me then. That was what I was
record.
looking for back then. And then now I want to settle down. And I feel like you are a person that I
Okay.
can settle down
It
with.
depends on, okay, let's say if all 5 it's one night stand, then maybe I'm not very keen. But if all 5 are like proper long-term relationships, he's like, then I'm like, oh, okay, then that's fine. Because he does it with his
Only
partner.
people he loves.
Yeah, people he loves.
But if you think about that, right, that means, right,
today
one
keep hurting me,
is this person have sex 5 times. The other is this person have a lot of sex with 5 people.
No, it's not about number of times for me.
It's how
many,
serious that person
yeah,
is
it's
in
The
the
duration
partnership.
Yeah.
between
Okay.
sexual encounters.
You can have 100 times with one partner, I don't really care. Or like 1,000, I don't know. Yeah.
All right, you have come to the end of the episode. Like, share, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Yeah, ding, 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 dong, ding, dong, ding, dong. See
rub
you
it
in the
as well.
next episode. Bye bye. At what point did someone come out with the nickname like, oh, look at my ding dong?
Ding dong's a very bad name for
Somebody's
penis.
boss probably went ding dong.
What's like the worst slang for dick?
Johnson.
Schlong.
But you use it.
Johnson.
Johnson.
Ironically.
And
No,
say
but
it?
what's the best? Is it cock?
Yeah, cock. I love
I love cock.